Welcome to the Reach Report. We are back for Rampage, the Friday night show that just took place. We're going to go through our thoughts on Rampage. I'm rejoined by Tony Barbosa. Always remember you can subscribe at the Reach Report on YouTube. Tony is more of he's not really a social media guy. So, if you want to get a hold of
You
him,
can find me on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter. I'm not much on Twitter, but I'll send Reese the links if you want to have any questions or.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can comment on the page below, right after our show. But we would love to hear from you. Subscribe. We will get back to you. Trust me, if you comment or disagree with us. Channel. Exactly. So we're more than happy to respond to your likes or dislikes. Trust me. Any feedback's welcome. So we're gonna get into Rampage. This was not much of a show for me, so we're gonna go through it quickly, and then we're gonna talk about the amazing Arthur Ashe card that's coming up, and the 2-hour Rampage next week, which is going to be two amazing shows for us to watch and review. So we're gonna get through this quickly. We start off with the first appearance by the Lucha Brothers since winning the tag titles in the match of the year, in my opinion, where they beat the Young Bucks for the titles, and they took a big tumble down facing the HFO. Tandem of the Blade and the Butcher. The Lucha Brothers retain. They can't really work with big guys. Zero can, but Ray Phoenix has trouble with bigger guys. So this is mostly a match for El Zero. And it was more about the ending where El Zero lost his mask and helped get the pin at the end. And then there was
had the HFO beat up on the Lucha Brothers.
Yes.
And Bright and Powerful came out to make the save, which that's where I think the tag titles are gonna go. The feud for the tag titles are gonna go next, which is with the Lucha Brothers and Bright and Powerful. For now they'll keep it, respect with each other, but it will get down the line. This match for me was all a setup for the feud between Bright and Powerful and the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Yeah, which will be great when it happens, but they'll hold it off.
These guys, and I think they've worked on Impact together. I want to say.
I honestly can't remember. Yeah,
I think
for most of us, this will be new. For most of us.
Yeah. But all these guys, it's gonna be a great tag match for sure.
So again, they retain. Not much to say other than that. The fun part was El Zero scrambling to get his mask back on because he accidentally lost it right at the end of the match. He's got to do something about that mask. That's the second or third time in a row now where it's come off.
Well, no, if you watch the match, I believe it was Blade tied his mask to the bottom rope.
I missed that spot. Okay, I totally missed that.
Yeah,
okay.
He tied his mask to the bottom rope. That's why, if you really look at it, he took out his mask and he covered his face. You see he's covered his face.
To
make the save.
Totally missed that.
It was done on purpose.
There you go. Okay, so I missed that. So good spot there by Tony. We had a quick little, and I absolutely love these pre-tape promos. Omega and Brian had a quick little back and forth on a promo. It was just a simple promo, nothing crazy. Brian doing a regular, simple promo. At some point, Brian is going to really, because he's really nice and feels really good right now, and he's not really angry. But when he does, you're going to hear better promos from him. I think
he's kind of trying to get away from that kiddie-ish. What he was doing in WWE.
Right. Trying to be a serious
wrestler. Some language in there. But he still has, I guess that's over time you get used to something. You have that WWE style promo.
Yeah, he'll eventually get out of that. He's been there a long time, so he's not even sure he can yes chant right now. So hopefully he'll be able to.
The yes chant, there's you can't.
Only the fans.
The fans, obviously, you can't stop the fans, but the yes movement or yes chant belongs to WWE. So.
So he'll be fine though. It's not going to matter. The fans will.
American Dragon character.
That's fine.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. We have a very, very awful women's match, and like I said, I love AEW, but their women's division needs a lot of work. I love Britt Baker, and we'll get to her. but the rest of the division is just, it's not good. This is a really, really bad match between Bunny and Anna Jay. Basically, the way this ended was Anna and Tay were taken out. The Dark Order did not show up, which is, you know, foreboding. And Penelope, they set up Penelope and Anna Jay, I think, next, which no one's going to care about. So
yeah, Penelope and Anna Jay is going to be the feud.
The less said, the better. I think Anna Jay is really hot. But that's all I have to say about this.
Yeah.
Really.
There's not much to say about that.
So then I think Matt Hardy comes out and beats up a fan and shaves his head.
Yeah.
And that forces Orange Cassidy to come out and clear the ring.
Which in Orange Cassidy fashion, not running, just casually walking through the ring.
Yeah. Again, I have zero interest in this. I like Orange Cassidy, but because of the amount of star power that's come into the company, he's taken a tumble in importance.
The whole Best Friends faction is kind of, they were hot right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
They were hot before Trent got hurt.
Yeah.
They were, especially Orange Cassidy. That feud with Chris Jericho, that's what really kind of put him, on a good little mid to high card status.
Yeah.
That feud with Jericho really gave him that rub.
So basically, they're setting up a haircut match here. So they chopped this guy's ponytail off. This guy looked like Conrad. I don't know if you guys know the guy who podcasts. This guy looked just like Conrad to the point where I thought it was him. Like, looks just like him. Like, scary.
Maybe it's a son. Who knows?
Like, I don't know, man. But this guy looked just like James. I think it's James Conrad. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like, he looks just like him. I wonder if there was some podcast where they're trying to take a shot at him or something, but looked just like him. So that's the only thing I noted about that. Now we get to my favorite part of Rampage, because I wasn't really into this show until I saw this.
Yeah.
Britt Baker comes out.
It's the best part of Rampage.
This was by far the best part. Britt Baker comes out, gives Tony his hug, which I found interesting after Adam Cole threatened to beat him up. So watch out for that in future. When they want to make Adam Cole a heel and not get chanted anymore, look out for that, because she gave him the hug anyway. So keep an eye on that. She comes out, she starts her shtick and does the DMD. I love Britt Baker. She's great. She cuts good promos, but this was a setup to bring out, I think, Tony, this is about what? The fifth or sixth time I've mentioned this now. Another misused former WWE wrestler.
Very misused. Very misused. This woman can work.
Next to Becky Lynch and Charlotte, and I think they're not as hot now because they've been around, and Bianca Belair kind of got buried. This is the hottest woman in wrestling right now. She's been here for 3 shows.
And the funny thing is, when she got fired, she became the hottest woman in wrestling.
Right.
That's got to say something, right?
I mean, 3 shows. They put her in the Casino Battle Royal. They put her over Thunder Rosa. Her music is unbelievable.
Just how over she was coming.
She was getting chants before she even got in the ring. And her music is amazing. I think Disturbed did the music. Sorry.
It was a punk band. It was, what's their name?
They gave her the rights to the song.
Really big wrestling fans,
right?
These guys, and I think they're very close to CM Punk too. I keep forgetting their name. Sorry,
But basically, what happened was
music,
Ruby went to them and said, "Can I use your song?" And they're like, "Sure." And this song is amazing. It's a great song. She comes out, the crowd's chanting her. She's so over. She's been on the show for 3 weeks and she's so over already. She comes out, and my goodness, what I thought she didn't have, she delivered. What a promo. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she basically said that she reminds her of every other woman in the back, and that she has someone that she's messing with to get over. It was so good because everyone knows that Adam Cole is her girlfriend. And so she basically said that you're screwing someone in the back. You get over like every other woman. So good. Britt comes back and says, well, I don't know who you are because the last time I saw you, you were getting fired. So good. The crowd just oohs and ahs over this. Ruby comes back and basically says the only thing you'll be able to say that not everybody already knows because you repeat it every week is you won't be women's champion anymore. Great segment. A match that I wasn't too interested in at the start. Now it's personal.
I was looking forward to the match, but
now
this takes it to another level.
Yeah, 100%. Like I always like seeing Britt. I thought it was a great move to make her champion, but Ruby Soho like has just made this even better. Like I'm looking even more forward to this match because it feels like a grudge match now. She's really hot right now. I don't think she's gonna get the title, but man,
I don't think so either. I think they're saving the title. I think they're saving the title for, if you guys remember, I think it was the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
What the match that kind of made Britt Baker was her match,
Thunder Rosa match
with Thunder Rosa.
Right.
I think they're saving the title. I think that's where they're saving the title for.
Yeah, I think Britt wins and we'll see a rematch down the road.
Yeah, we'll see a rematch,
right? But
with some interference. I think this match, I hope this match, there's no outside interference. I hope it's just a straight up match. She wins.
I think there will
be interference. Doesn't matter how she wins. I don't. To me, it doesn't matter.
I think there'll be interference because they don't want Ruby Soho to lose clean. So there's going to be interference for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because they want, even though she gets cheered, they want Britt to be a heel. So they're going to keep making her win by cheating.
Oh yeah.
And it helps Ruby Soho to not lose clean because she doesn't need the title right now, whereas Britt does, because Ruby's so over on her own. So I don't expect the title change, but I expect a really good match. Hopefully, just a brawl, nothing too technical, just something that'll get me into a women's match because my God, this women's division is bad, and this match makes me feel good about their division. So I'm hoping for a really good grudge match, and this promo really set it up good. So best thing on Rampage for me, and they said they were going to feature the women and lower end talent. So great job. Now we get to a really low end talent. I don't understand why this happened, but it did. Fuego, and we know why it happened after the match, but I'm getting into it. Takes on Miro in a squash match, but they tried to make Fuego look good, but it was a squash match. Miro, after a few hope spots, Miro basically like kicks this guy in the head twice and pins him. And then he puts the game over on, which is a great name for his finish.
100%.
Which goes back to his video game days, but doesn't make you remember the character.
Up, down, yeah.
Great name. Out comes Sammy Guevara. Now, I was not expecting the Spanish God, but perfect.
As soon as I had a feeling this was going to happen, even when their match happened 2 weeks ago between Fuego and Miro, whole, if you win, you get a contract. Yeah. And then Sammy came out and gave him the contract.
Yeah.
I had a feeling this was where it was going to go. That was when Miro was still feuding with Eddie Kingston. I had a feeling Eddie Kingston wasn't going to win the title, but whatever.
Right.
I'll save that for another day.
Right.
But I think I knew this was going. This is, for me, this was the only option AEW had.
Yep.
Because Sammy Guevara needs that title.
Yes, and he's over with the fans, but he's not as over as like a Jericho or other people. If he gets the title, then I think it helps him. It raises him. Miro doesn't need the title anymore, in my opinion. No. He needs to go after the world title, which he can when Adam Page wins the title. The TNT title is a perfect title for Sammy to have. It's for the smaller, high-flying technical wrestlers. That's the belt that I've been understood it to be, and
it's to build the talent. Look
underneath
what the title did for Darby Allin. Look
yes.
what the title did for Darby Allin.
Right.
Like it
helped
did
him
a lot for Darby Allin.
Right. So, and it's doing something for Miro. It did something for Cody at the time. Yeah. It did something for Brody Lee at the time. It really helped him.
Oh yeah.
So this title's been great, and it's the perfect time to have Sammy take it. But I'm not even 100% sure he will. And that's what I love about this company is they give you matches where you're not sure who's going to win. Yeah. And the only time I was sure was when Miro beat Darby. I knew it was going to happen because they set up an angle where Ethan Page beat him up, so it made Darby weaker. And even like I kind of knew when Miro was gonna win and when Cody was gonna get beat and stuff, but like for the most part, you're not really sure who's going to win. I knew Omega was going to beat Cage the second time around. I didn't know he was going to lose. I kind of knew he'd lose the Impact title the first time, but like these matches give you a really good like mystery about who's going to win sometimes. Like Eddie Kingston, I had a little bit of a thought he might win, you know, and they really kept me in the match until the end. So
no, but it's just to show how much, especially with Eddie Kingston, how much he can talk, how much he makes you believe in what he's saying. So that's why it keeps you engaged. I kind of thought that they were going that way, that Eddie Kingston wasn't going to win. I just have a feeling that Sammy is going to get that title. I had a feeling for a while that title, it was something for Sammy to have.
Had Eddie fought Miro at Arthur Ashe, I could have seen a title change. But it didn't happen. They're going to Sammy. I thought they'd have a rematch.
If they were to save the match, if they were to save the match for here, you can kind of believe that Eddie Kingston was going to win the match.
Right. So now they're going to Sammy, and we'll see. Like it can go either way. It's not a guarantee, but I think it would help Sammy greatly. If he had the title.
Like though is they're not promoting it for this show coming up.
Future. Correct.
What do they call their Grand Slam, right? So, I like it because hopefully they'll build this feud up a little bit. Give it some legs.
It gets some promo back and forth. I think Sammy can, you know, he reminds
me can go a little bit.
He reminds me of a young Eddie Guerrero, not older, but younger WCW Eddie Guerrero who didn't talk that much but had great ability. He reminds me of Eddie a lot. He's not there yet, but he can get there. He's young and he can get there.
He'll get there.
That's Rampage, guys. Very short show just to set up the two shows for next week. Mr. Barbosa has the cards, which are going to be amazing. We have a 2-hour Dynamite, 2-hour Rampage next week, which are going to be amazing shows we're going to review. You want to go through the card quickly and
the thoughts? First match that they have scheduled is MJF versus Brian Pillman. Like the match, like the build up to the match.
MJF likely wins.
MJF, I think he'll go over.
I could see them setting up something though there, and I didn't mention this before. I'm hoping
that they'll do something with Pillman.
I think now here's how MJF could lose this match. I don't think he will, but if Wardlow turns, it could happen.
It's gonna go. It's
Wardlow. They've been teasing it for almost a year. They've been throwing little shots in here. MJF's been telling him to go sit in the corner. So if something happens in the match where he pisses off Wardlow, maybe Pillman wins and they have a Wardlow MJF feud coming out of it. Maybe.
Well, if you like last week's Dynamite, when the whole feud started, if you look at Wardlow, remember when MJF told him to stand in the corner and then Brian Pillman came out? Wardlow at the beginning didn't help out MJF. He kind of stood in the corner a little bit. So and I got that vibe too. You know, something's gonna happen with Wardlow.
To me, if they weren't gonna make something out of this, then they would have had a quick match on Dynamite and MJF would have beat Pillman. But they believe there's something in this, and they wanted to, you know, because of the dark side of the ring stuff, they maybe want to push Pillman as a solo, and so maybe that happens to make that a little more interesting. So we'll see. What's the next match?
We got Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black.
Gonna be a brawl. We don't know who's gonna win, but I think Malachi Black goes over.
I hope Malachi Black does go over. Like I said in the last video, I hope he does go over. It looks like Cody, they're setting up for Cody to go over. I wouldn't pull that trigger. I'd go with Malachi Black. I think for his character, he needs it. Cody doesn't really need it right now. He's dealing with, obviously, his wife just had a baby.
He's got a reality show.
Got the reality show. He doesn't need the win right now. I would to further Malachi Black's character, I would give him the win.
And you know what I could see after that for him? I could see him going after Jericho after that.
Yeah, I think that would be a good feud.
Because where do you go with Malachi Black after that, right? Like, I think he's going to need like a high profile opponent, and Jericho's not doing much. So maybe Jericho.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. Again, we don't know who's going to win. That's another match where, it could go either way. So I like that. Next match.
The AEW women's title match. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
We touched about it.
So we don't have to
so
go.
We'll see. Where it goes. And then we have FTR and FTR versus Sting and Darby Allin.
That'll be a great match. Again, we don't know who goes over in that. Like, it does something happen between Sting and Darby Allin?
To further along the feud, I would go with maybe FTR for the win, but getting it because the whole face paint.
FTR pins Sting specifically.
Yeah.
And then that maybe sets up Darby
and the whole face paint wash that they did on Dynamite. Yeah. Hopefully that kind of ties into it.
Yeah.
Give them a reason to go a little bit longer of a program. So I'm hoping that will happen.
Yeah. Okay. Next one.
And then the main event.
Yeah.
Omega Danielson.
They're gonna get at least a half an hour. I hope. And I think it's going to be amazing. And again, if it's no title, Brian wins.
Well, Brian needs the win. It's his first match in AEW. I think he needs the win.
Right.
The only, if he doesn't win, is maybe, but I don't see that feud coming.
Well, I think Brian's going to win that match, I think.
Yeah, I hope Adam Cole wins that match.
Yeah.
But this is where the only reason why I think Brian Danielson will win, how he will win, Adam Page. I think this is the return for Adam Page.
Or if Adam Cole interferes or something like that, like the Clique gets involved.
I think it's the return of Adam Page.
Yeah.
And I hope because Full Gear, that's their next pay-per-view.
Yeah, Full Gear. Yeah.
I hope that's where the match will end up going.
Okay.
That should be their main event. That's their biggest pay-per-view before the year's end. So
okay.
I hope that's what it happens.
All right.
Now I guess we'll move on to
Rampage
and their 2-hour show.
Yeah.
I'm seeing here a lights out match for Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer and Minoru Suzuki.
Well, that should be interesting.
What can you say? These guys are all going to give it all their all.
It's going to be a brawl.
You're not going to see your typical wrestling matches. It's going to be brawl, stiff shots. They're going to tee off on each other.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Should be fun.
Oh, 100%. If you love that strong style.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then we got the Inner Circle, Jericho and Jake Hager versus Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page.
I expect Men of the Year to win this match. I think they're going to pin Hager.
I can see some interference from Top Team. And it also seems to me, I don't know if you get that vibe.
Yeah.
That there might be setting up an MMA match.
Yes.
Between either Jake Hager and Orlovsky or Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, Hager gets pinned and it sets up a match. Yep.
Yeah, I think this is all it is for Bellator because I think that's where Hager fights under Bellator.
Correct. Yes.
So I think this is kind of tying in to they're probably going to do a fight between Hager and one of those, Orlovsky or Junior Dos Santos. So I think this is all of what it is.
Yep. And what we got?
I'm with you. I hope Men of the Year go over.
We'll see.
Just to fill up just to go along with their character. Next we got. I'm very interested in this match. We got the Super Clique, which is Adam Cole and the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express and Christian Cage.
I fully expect the Super Clique to win this match.
Yeah. And you're gonna build up the feud between Adam Cole and Jungle Boy. I think that's where you're going.
Yep. Absolutely.
This should be a great feud.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, like you said, they kind of started with Jungle Boy cutting a promo.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they do give Jungle Boy more of the reins. I think, thinking back about it, Reese, I think this is more, that promo was maybe set up, see how Jungle Boy can cut a promo. I think that was kind of their intent in thinking about it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it happens, where it goes, but that's where it should go. Then we got Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay.
Yeah. Nothing to say about that.
I don't know. Anna Jay is gonna get the win, just to keep her character going.
Yeah.
And then you got, I guess it was just announced, Lucha Brothers and Santana and Ortiz versus Private Party and the Butcher and Blade.
Yeah, I think we know who's going over there. So
yeah,
and the HFO will be breaking up pretty soon.
Yeah, you can't have them over.
Yeah,
build up the feud further along for the Lucha Brothers and Santana Ortiz. So that's, and I have a feeling that, I guess the main event for that will probably be the Super Click versus Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
And and thing, right?
Yeah.
So
is that the card? Is that everything?
Oh, sorry, I missed the CM Punk and versus Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, that will be interesting because CM Punk's got to work with a really big guy, and it'll be interesting to see how they work that match out. But I think Punk wins. And then
Punk wins unless
Starks interferes.
Yeah,
and that sets up him and Starks. Yes,
but I don't think they'll do that right away. They'll have some interaction with Brian Cage. I think Brian Cage will. Also,
I think Starks will eventually be. I think that's for the pay-per-view for him and Starks. But
for Punk and Starks will be for the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
that's where I'm torn. If they do that feud, to further along their character, I hope Starks goes over Punk.
Yeah,
I know that a lot of people are not gonna like it, but if you wanna push Ricky Starks to that level, I think you have to win. You have to give him a win over Punk.
Okay, yeah, we'll see where that ends up. Is that the last match?
Yeah, that's it. That's the last. That's the card.
Okay, guys.
That's the card for both shows.
We will be back next week. We will review both shows. We're looking really forward to it.
Yeah.
That's our show for today. I thank Tony Barbosa for coming on for our debut show.
Thank you for having me.
And we're gonna have a lot of fun doing this. We're gonna keep doing this every week. And we love wrestling. I was away for a long time, and I'm back because of AEW. It's been great watching their show and seeing young guys develop. And it's a really hot show right now, and I don't see it going anywhere for a while. We've got a lot of WWE guys coming over because they don't trust Vince with their careers, and I don't blame them. So
I think you're going to start to see more and more guys and women maybe go more to AEW because you get a little bit of freedom in your character. And you're not being,
you're not being booked to death. You're not being characterized. You're not being beaten in 2 minutes in your first match on the main roster. And you have freedom with your character, and you can do promos that make you look good and not bad. So,
and this is where, like, if you are a fan, or if you were a fan of the Attitude Era, back in the day, majority of those guys, a lot of those guys would basically cut their own promos. They'll let them do their own promos. That's why it was so good. That's, you can't have a writer speak for you.
Yeah.
And that's what AEW is. AEW is the modern day Attitude Era, if you want to say.
Yeah.
Which they let them build their own characters, cut their own promos, let them say whatever they want.
Yep.
That's why AEW right now is
hot.
The company.
Yes.
Okay,
guys.
To me, like WWE kind of
they're lost. They're Vince McMahon lost right now. But this is AEW. We're not going to talk about them unless we absolutely have to. But next week we'll see you guys on the show. Please remember to subscribe to the Reese Report. You can find Tony Barbosa on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on all social media platforms under the Reese Report. Comment, like, and share our video as much as you can. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week on the Reese Report. Thank you for joining us.
See you guys. I've enjoyed it.